Do I sound all right?
You sound perfect.
I purposely put my earphones in because I was like, I know my laptop echoes, so I was like,
Uh,
fuck that.
anyway, hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here at Documented Bits, and also back is Kynan.
Really? Hello.
Okay, the last time you were on an episode was the last one we took before me and Josh went on that big fucking 3-month long hiatus. It was you and all the rest of the boys from the production group.
Yeah.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good, lad. I'm good. You're lagging a little bit, a tiny bit, but it's feasible. You don't
Oh
worry about
no.
it. But yeah, no, I've been good. Just finding a job is like, honestly, it's like finding gold dust at this point. It's ridiculous. Like, honestly.
Have you got yourself a job, or are you still looking?
The thing is with me, yeah, I'm a stubborn little
Mm.
shit. Like, I look at it as like, I've just done 3 years in uni, which has given me absolutely nothing. But
Yeah,
I don't want it to be for nothing
yeah.
as well. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but maybe it's a bit like, it's a bit naive on my behalf
Mm.
because like the jobs aren't even like when the jobs aren't there in the first place, it's
Yeah.
difficult. Do you know what I mean? So.
Or are you talking about film jobs or just jobs in general?
Yeah.
Film
Film
jobs.
jobs, yeah.
I think it was the end of January. I sent out my CV and my show reel to every production company and every studio I could find in Belfast. I
Yeah,
think I sent it out to maybe 40, 50 different companies. I've got 14 replies. They were all fucking rejections, and literally
yeah.
two of them were like, "We'll keep your CV on file if anything comes up."
Just chatting rubbish, like
I know.
that is exactly all I've had since probably about September. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? So I had an interview at Lime Studios, Lime Pictures
Ooh.
in Liverpool, and that was to be a stagehand, which is
Yeah.
that is entry level.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So
I've been
I
trying to
don't know,
find
like
I've been
go
trying
on.
to find anything to do with film whatsoever. I'm just fucking applying for it.
Yeah,
Like
it's getting
fucking
to the it's getting to the point where I'm starting to think like maybe the industry isn't for like graduates at the minute.
yeah.
That's starting to like that's kind of my point, my perspective at the minute is because like I mean, people say the jobs are entry level, but
Mm,
they're not. They're not at all entry
yeah.
level. Like
It's an entry level job that you need 10 years of experience and two
exactly,
fucking industry references for.
exactly, and it's infuriating me more and more that our university didn't do more for us at
Yeah.
the time, sort of thing.
I wonder if coronavirus wasn't a thing, would there be at the end of the year they'd have a not like a jobs fair, but something like that where they're like, right, here's a load of companies that take on students, go hit them up.
Well, there was a virtual fair like last week, and I attended it, but like
Mm,
I, I mean, I was going into it kind of looking for videography roles rather than like film set roles.
mm,
Um, so like there was one company called the Hook Group that do a lot of work, like advertisement work and stuff like that. And I feel like that might be the best route at the minute for graduates if you're trying
yeah,
to get into film work. Anyway, like I mean, get yourself a camera or use your iPhone
yeah,
and do something else because like the industry isn't there for us at the minute,
yeah.
unfortunately. So
I feel like with the whole lockdown thing as well, you need to find things to do to keep your I mean,
yeah,
to even keep your confidence up. Like if you haven't I find if I haven't done anything creative, like even with like film or photography or whatever for a while,
Mm.
I start getting like depressed and feeling like fuck everyone else is like doing stuff and then I'm just
But they're
sitting here.
not, lad. They're
Yeah,
not, lad. This is the thing. Like, people can only do so much at the minute, and
yeah,
like, I have to tell myself like, you are doing more than the average person at the
mm,
minute, and like that might not seem like a lot right now.
yeah.
Like, what else can you do?
Mm.
Do
Plus
you know what I mean?
the whole thing as well is that like I mean myself, I've been like writing wee fucking short stories by myself in my
Yeah,
room or
yeah,
like
yeah,
even recording this podcast or
yeah,
like just like writing down ideas and that and like fleshing out ideas. But, like that's all like behind the scenes. And
yeah,
I feel like with a lot of people, it's like if you see somebody putting out so much, you feel like you're not really doing anything. But then, like as I've just said, like I've been doing all these like small things
yeah,
to sort of like set myself up.
yeah. I think as well, like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been doing like a lot of research into like how I can better like my skills
Yeah,
sort of thing. And like a lot of the stuff I've learned is basics, like
yeah,
absolute basics. And like this is the thing, these are the things that weren't even told to us in like at the time in
yeah.
university
Oh yeah,
sort of
hundred
thing.
percent.
Like small things like camera settings, like just for basic camera settings for outdoor filming, indoor filming. Like there's a rule. I mean, of course, like our uni kind of made it clear to us that there are no rules in filmmaking,
Yeah,
but there are technical rules,
yeah,
and like we were never made aware of them, and it kind of hindered our work in the end, I think.
yeah. It sets you up for failure.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. And like for example, there's one rule that you should film at um your shutter speed should be half of your frame rate or something like that,
Yeah,
around half of your frame rate, and like just something that small
yeah,
like makes such a massive difference in like the just how the shot actually looks cinematic wise.
yeah.
And I feel like we were always asking the lecturers like, how do you make your shots cinematic, like how do you
Mm.
get that cinematic look, and like they would never ever be able to tell us straight how to do that.
Not even that. They wouldn't tell us how to do it. Like even if we were like editing our own film and
Yeah,
we'd be like we wanted to sort of like look like this, they wouldn't really tell us how to do it. They would just do it and be like, "There you go, that's it done." It's
no,
like, well, yeah, it looks
yeah,
nice, but that
yeah,
doesn't really help us at all.
yeah. I think a lot of them, do you know as well, I'm so gutted because at the time, like, you don't realize how good the equipment is you actually have.
Yeah,
That's another thing. And like, the lecturers don't do enough to make you aware of the capabilities of the
yeah,
equipment you actually
100%.
have. Like, because I mean, I had to go and get a camera at Christmas because like I can't afford to buy a camera for myself, basically.
Mm,
So I had to ask for one for
yeah,
Christmas, and like that set us back about 600 quid, and like I must admit, like it's a really pristine camera, but it's got nothing on the cameras we had at uni. Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I even
And
like,
like I don't know, I just wish I knew how to use them
yeah.
properly.
I mean, even like I've got a wee DSLR that I bought like years ago.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
I
yeah.
had it in Liverpool as well. It's like it does the job, like it films, but it's like even to get like it doesn't have a white balance on it. Like
Oh,
simple as a white balance, it
yeah,
doesn't have that on it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
But I think with me, like I said, I've just tried to spend my time really practicing my trade whilst I can't. And like I think my next step is because I have a big problem with like failing professionally. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like working for someone, I have a big worry about failing for because like I mean someone's giving you that money to do that job,
yeah,
so like I don't know. I need to try and push myself to go and do things. You know what I mean? Like that's the stage I'm at. I'm at a good position where I could set up my own production,
Mm,
but it's just a case of like having like a bit of experience now behind me, I think.
yeah. To be
And I
honest,
need businesses to open up again.
yeah.
So fucking
Recently as well, I've sort of found that I don't really know what I want to go into now
mm,
in film. It's like
yeah,
I thought I really wanted to do editing, but
yeah,
then I like recently I found editing a bit like right, this is a bit like boring, and then I started like trying to teach myself animation, and it's like, oh shit,
yeah,
this is like fun.
yeah.
But then like I realized right, my drawing uh, like it's okay like, but it's not like to the
It's
standard
not
of like an
animation. Yeah, yeah,
animator.
of course.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like right, I can't do that. So I need to get somebody else to do drawings for me, but I can like put them all together. But then at the same time, I have like a basic knowledge of how to animate. Like my animations are
yeah,
still like
yeah,
really
yeah.
fucking like jumpy and fucking choppy.
But like, this is the beauty of coronavirus at the minute. Like, we have the time to work on these things where
Yeah,
usually you wouldn't. So I don't know. Like, I, with me, like I have to. I'm someone that has to have a target for me to want to do something. So like
yeah,
without that like end goal at the minute, it's difficult for me to motivate myself to do them type of things.
yeah. I mean
Uh
this animation I'm doing, I've done it under the guise of like I've started making my own wee like animated film, and like
yeah,
I've got like the whole fucking film written out, like I've got it on paper, but like me doing like this basic level like animation, like learning as it goes, sort of like I was thinking, right, I'll do this film like as like an initial what's the word? Like a why is this word gone out of my head?
yeah.
Uh an initial like attempt at it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
so I could sort of like have the whole thing and look back at it. I was like, this is where I started animating, and then
Like
this
a
I got better
stepping
and better and
stone.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
And
get you.
then in the future I'm gonna like remake the film whenever I've like
Yeah.
actually got like proper fucking animation skills.
I mean, as well, you can come up with so many ideas, but you need a crew
Yeah.
to do them. And like when you're doing these smaller scale projects, it's hard to comply with COVID guidelines and stuff like that. So if you were to
Yeah.
get caught doing it, you probably would receive a pretty hefty fine for it, which
Yeah.
is the biggest shame. So like, I mean, I would like to get together again to do some more stuff, and like I've got friends who are like also into like arts and stuff like that who want to do stuff. So like I don't know, it's just how it's a case of having some patience at the minute, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's your Mother's Day been?
A nightmare, lad. To be honest, bloody, I went I went out last night to try and get some stuff, but
Yeah.
Morrison's absolutely empty. So
Nice.
I had to go out this morning and try and get some stuff, which I did.
Yeah.
Ended up getting like a bottle of Moe and stuff, a card and all that.
Ooh.
Did all right.
Very nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Uh, I had a bit of a nightmare
Oh,
so far as well. We all good?
I think we've caught up. Have we caught up?
Oh no.
Speak again.
1 2 1
Yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah. We're sound
Okay,
back
cool.
again.
Yeah, I had a bit of a nightmare today as well. I uh I got my mom like this, or I ordered like this Galaxy chocolate like hamper thing off Etsy.
Yeah,
And, like in the photos, it looked really nice and like a nice white hamper, and it had all this like shredded up tissue paper, like colored tissue paper in the bottom, and it looked like really presentable. And then whenever it came, it was like in this fucking like squashed down cardboard letterbox with like the shipping like information and everything still on the
oh my
outside.
god.
So I've been running about like fucking B&M, Tesco, Sainsbury's, like wherever,
You
trying
should
to
have took
find
a
like a
picture of
nice
it.
box.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting like a
Oh,
fucking like bath hamper thing. So I'm gonna try like dress up.
yeah. Mate, I'm lagging all over the shop here. Sorry, my bad.
Well, am I lagging?
I think so.
Oh no.
I think we're all right now, though. Again, it keeps like bloody peaking and going away. It's annoying.
And this is why I fucking hate coronavirus.
Yeah,
Fucking the hell that is Zoom.
I know. It's horrible. It is horrible. But yeah, I think as well, I've tried to push myself to bloody like, because like I said before, we've got all this spare time.
Mm,
Like, I've been watching more things as well.
I
Some
was
other like,
I was just about to ask you, what have you been watching recently?
well, like I'm like I've got a little bit of like I've put like a bit of money aside so that I can pay for like a few subscriptions, sort of thing, so
Yeah,
that I can watch stuff. Uh, I mean, I probably could just stream them, but it's just a bit long and like I can't really
yeah.
be bothered. Um, but uh, I know there isn't a lot on it, but Stars Play on Disney Plus.
Mm,
It has a show called Godfathers of Harlem on it with Forrest Whitaker,
ooh.
and like that is such a good series. I would say honestly, get onto it because it's like, I mean, it's kind of annoying because it is quite expensive to keep paying the Stars Play on
Yeah.
top of like any other subscription, but like you can do like a 7 day free trial, and if you just blast out the series in the 7 days, like
uh,
why not? It'll be worth it. Honestly, it's so good. It's so good. But other than that, I've watched the Mandalorian. They're both seasons of them. They're
yeah.
pretty good. Um, although the CGI in the second season is tragic for Luke Skywalker's face. Uh, but I wish I could have a list of what I'd what I'd watched because I honestly I've watched some good stuff. Like
You
I can't.
actually have you heard about what Disney did for like the background stuff of Mandalorian?
No, no,
They've got
no.
this new like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's sort of like a marquee thing, but it's like this big massive dome, and then
Yeah,
on the inside they've got like projections of the background and everything, but it's the whole way around, so it's like 360. And apparently they've been using that instead of like a green screen
yeah,
background,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like you can't tell a difference. Like I personally haven't watched Mandalorian, but
Mad.
I had a mate who was like telling me about it, and he was showing me like the behind the scenes for it and everything, and it was literally just
Yeah,
it just looked like a screen behind them with the background on it,
mad.
and then it would cut to like the actual scene in the
Yeah.
TV show, and
I
it was like
suppose
it was perfect.
if that's out of focus, you can get away with it because it's
But
a.
that's the thing; it's not even that; it's all in focus. But like the way
Why does it come across so good then?
they've used, I think my mate was telling me is like computer game
Yeah,
I don't even know what you would call it, but like they could like render it in real time. Like they could
yeah,
render the background in real time. So whenever like it zooms into the character, like the background like reacts with it. So it looks like they're actually like in that background, like it's real life.
mad. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
But it just sort of
Yeah,
means like they've got this thing now, so that's in a sense that's sort of like paid off. So you don't have to like to spend so much money on like
I think
CGI and like green screen and all that.
like with the new releases of Star Wars, like I think they knew they had to like make the CGI believable because people were
Yeah.
so on top of the prequels basically for their bad CGI.
Mhm.
Obviously, CGI has come like a long way since then,
Yeah.
but I mean, you still see some ropey CGI like nowadays. But like, I think I like Star Wars because they combine like 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 makeup effects and also
Mm,
like physical special effects and
yeah,
also like CGI like video effects. So like I think it works really well. They like go hand in hand sort of thing.
yeah. You know what,
Oh, yeah.
actually, whilst we're here, I'll look up that Disney thing
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm not doing it any justice
I
whatsoever.
think I know what you're talking about. Like, is it like one of them? I think I know what it is. It's like an igloo looking thing, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's like don't they use it for like they use stuff like that for showing like star um constellations, don't they? Is it that
Um,
type of thing
to be
where
honest,
they
I'm not
project it
sure.
onto the whole thing basically, and you can see across the whole thing. They have cinemas like it as well, I'm pretty sure, don't they? Like
Mm,
360 or 180 cinemas or something like that.
yeah. I mean, I'd say they do. Like, I have
Yeah.
no idea what to type in the fucking or into Google. I've just typed in Disney Video Dome. Uh, background render thing. Um. Oh, I think I found it. Disney's new production renderer, Hyperion.
Hyperion. Interesting.
At the Eurographics Symposium on rendering last year, Brent Burley and a team from Walt Disney Animation Studios presented a paper called Sorted to Fair. Right, this is all bollocks. Um,
Yeah. So like they have Hyperion cinemas. Cinemas, yeah.
oh, wait, I found the one that says Mandalorian. I found an article called How the Mandalorian and IML invisibly reinvented film and TV production. Uh, oh, yes, I've got a picture of it actually. Again, I'll send it to you on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Instagram so you can look at it. It looks pretty fucking cool.
I'm interested. Whoa.
Yeah.
How does it look so real though? I don't understand. How do they do that without it being like an actual LCD screen? Is
Uh,
what I mean. Because
this part of the article
I
says,
just fucking it's
what is this magical new technology? It's an evolution of a technique that's been in use for nearly a century in one form or another, displaying a live image behind the actors. The advance is not in the idea, but the execution, a confluence of technologies that redefines virtual production and will empower a new generation of creators. Uh,
that must be so much easier for the actors as well.
yeah,
Because you always hear about how like blue screen and green screen acting is such a like different thing like to normal acting because
yeah,
you have to imagine the surrounding basically. So I bet that'll be like a lot more immersive when you're actually there and you're filming it and the actors are there. Like I reckon that's so
yeah.
cool.
I'm trying to find in the part of the article where they actually like explain how it works, but at the minute it's just talking about fucking green screens. Uh, oh yes, here we go. The background is a set of enormous LED screens, such as you might have seen on stage at conferences and concerts. The
So I was
stagecraft
right.
volume is bigger than any of those, but more importantly, it's smarter. See if it's See, it's not enough to just show an image behind the actors. Filmmakers have been doing that with projected backgrounds since the silent era, and
Mm,
that's fine if you want to have a fake view out of a window or a fake location behind a static shot.
yeah.
The problem arises when you want to do anything more fancy than that, like move the camera, because when the camera moves, it immediately becomes clear that the background is a flat image. The innovation in stagecraft and other smaller LED walls is not only that the image is shown not only that the image is shown is generated live in photorealistic 3D by powerful GPUs, but that 3D screen is directly affected by the movements and settings of the cameras. If the camera moves to the right, the image alters just as if it were a real scene.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So
So
I
like,
was right about the screens, like the LCD
yeah,
screens. I was gonna say because like
yeah. I don't know why I thought it was like projected onto the wall.
yeah, but yeah, like I suppose like they said, projectors and that have been used, but
Yeah.
it's just figuring out how you can get it like to move perspectively with the camera.
So it must
Like,
be must have somehow like connected the
got to
camera
be.
to the LED screen so that like
Yeah,
they both react in tandem.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy. Like, I don't. That's actually mad.
Need to
But yeah.
fucking get on to Disney to see if we can use one of those.
I would, lad, but there's no jobs.
I'm gonna get on the phone to Disney tomorrow. I fucking tell them to let me use their 3D video wall dome.
Yeah.
Don't even know what I'm gonna record. Just I'll record something.
But yeah, lad, bloody. I wish I had more to talk about, but there's literally nothing going on in the
Yeah,
world.
literally that's the thing. There
So
is nothing to talk about.
we don't want to make things political, so we'll stay
No, no, no,
away from that. We'll stay away from that.
no, no, no. I'll have a wee look at my notes here because I've been taking all our notes recently. Well, I got called a wokey little snowflake by a 60-year-old man named Mark on
Oh,
Facebook
nice.
for expressing an opinion. It was I'm part of this like Liverpool uh fucking group on Facebook, and I was making a comment on Fabinho
Mm,
from the Champions League match. Basically,
yeah,
literally
yeah.
the post was I said Fabinho makes a massive difference in the midfield. That was the whole post. And then this guy fucking comes in the comments like what do you say? He was um like we've got ourselves a real Einstein here, a real rocket scientist. I was like, what was the need to fucking make that comment? And then he just
Everyone, everyone is 10 men behind the screen in a
yeah,
keyboard. Do you know what I
I
mean?
literally just commented under like, was that really necessary? And he was like,
Yeah.
oh well, it's just we've all known that for months. And I sort of replied, yeah, but like, because like the post had like 200 likes or something. I was like, yeah, but like 200 other people have been able to like interact with this post without being a knob. And then he called me a wokey little snowflake or something. Whatever I just said.
Honestly,
A wokey little snowflake. And then I sort of replied under that one, my good sir, I don't think you know what you just said.
that is every boomer's reply to
Yeah.
Gen Z, basically. So, like, you can't. I mean, it's just stupid. Like, I think the Liverpool situation is funny because I think the last time, well, to be fair, this last time we spoke was before the season started. I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Last time we
Uh,
spoke, we were
Champions,
still fucking
freshly
flying
champions.
high.
But I think it's a coincidence that actually that we were very very good for 3 years whilst we were at university in Liverpool,
I
and the
literally said
second
that.
we leave, they
I
all
literally
start
said that to my
playing
mom and
shit.
dad. The 3 years I lived in Liverpool, we were doing fucking unreal. And then literally it was whenever I went
Yeah,
home from Liverpool, like after we had fucking became champions, like maybe like a week or 2 weeks after I came home. And then or no, there was a whole fucking lockdown.
yeah.
And then like we became champions and then like since then we've been playing like really shit.
In it, I have to I have to take myself away from it. And if there are any other Liverpool fans listening, it is okay to take yourself away from football if it is
Yeah.
ruining your mental health. Like I saw the Redmen TV talking about it. Like,
Mm.
like some people look forward to the weekends because it is the only bit of happiness they have
Yeah.
right now, basically. So it's perfectly fine if you want to take yourself away from it, because you're not a bad fan. This is what
Yeah,
I don't like about social media, is there's this like narrative that if you are not watching the games, then you are a terrible fan. But you
yeah.
have to look after your own mental health sometimes, and like
If you can't
football,
support us whenever we're losing, don't support us whenever we're winning.
that's the old cliche line.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I'm
fact
a
like
still I'm still a supporter, and I will still support Liverpool through terrible times. But like I know when to take myself away from it, and
yeah,
football isn't the world. Like it isn't. Your whole life shouldn't rest on a football match, is what I mean to
yeah.
say.
I mean, even I was out for a walk with my mate a couple of weeks ago, and like at that time, I was having one of my wee like fucking like down periods where like it's just one of those things like nothing really like nice had happened like all week.
Yeah,
I was just sort of feeling a wee bit down. I was like telling him about my woes, and I was like, "I'm fucking Liverpool played shite as well." I laughed a wee bit, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's funny that like I'm talking about it like being like fucking sad and everything, then bringing up like Liverpool playing bad, but at the same time, it's like that Liverpool playing at the weekend or whatever, like during the week, was like my wee escape for like
mm,
90 minutes. And if that's making me depressed as well, then it's like, or
yeah,
what the fuck are we doing here? And
yeah,
I had to stop watching for a few games.
yeah. I think, like I said, like a lot of people are the same. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not
Mm,
alone. But I think you have to also remind yourself that we've had such a good 3 years,
yeah,
and like it's okay to have like we're allowed to lose like 10 games in a season.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like,
I
I
mean,
mean, we've lost
even
a bit more than 10 games this
uh,
season, but
but even like the fact
apologies.
that
1 second.
oh, Kynan, where you go? Okay, well, it's Kynan's way. I'm gonna play a bit of stylophone for you. Let's go. Da, 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 da. Oh shit, he's back. You're on mute, my boy.
Yeah, apologies. Uh, the Liverpool situation is one of them. Uh, I just think don't live in the now is what I think to
Yeah,
talk about with Liverpool and football in general. You should never like. I mean, to be fair, if you're winning, it's good. It's all well and good to be living in the
yeah,
moment and that, but like the second you start losing, it's also perfectly fine to put it aside. Is my point
yeah.
basically? Like, but yeah,
Man, football is not a matter of life and death, no matter what
no,
fucking
exactly.
Ellis Shankly says.
I think that's what this fucking pandemic has like made me realize. To be honest,
Yeah,
like everyone has had their own mental problems during the pandemic, and like it's how you I think it's put a lot of things into perspective, sort of thing, if that makes
mm,
sense.
yeah,
Like what you value the most. Because like right now, I couldn't be more orientated than I have ever
yeah,
been. Do you know what I mean? So like, and all I used to be about was football.
yeah,
Even in uni, like I just used to be football all the time. Like so, like I don't know. It's good to kind of like put that energy into other things as well. Like so,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, even like I feel as well that I mean, moving away from the football talk, sort of, I found as well that uni sort of financially set me back 3 years. Like all
yeah,
my mates at home have been like working away and like saving money, and my mate Joel, he bought his own house like by himself like the other day, and it's like so he's buying himself a house, and I've just got out of my fucking overdraft.
yeah,
But yeah, this pandemic has made me sort of because there's nothing to do. I've just been working away like Monday to Saturday for the past, God, like 4 months. I've just been like trying to save that money and put it away for like whenever everything does open up again and like life starts getting back to normal, I can put that money into like fucking getting a house or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I think with like, I know where you're coming from because, like, I mean, you go to uni with this preconception that everything's going to be there for you when you
Yeah,
leave, and like, it just isn't that case. And like, I wish kind of I'd thought more. In hindsight, I don't regret anything about uni because I think
yeah,
on the upside, I have learned a lot, I would say.
yeah,
However, I would say it could have been a lot better. Like for what you're paying,
yeah,
realistically, it should be you should come out of uni and you should have a reputable like certificate that can get you into work,
yeah.
but it can't, and unfortunately,
I feel like as well,
but yeah,
remember, I think it was maybe second year. No, it would be first year going in second year. The end of first year, they're like, all right, next year, here's all your modules. Or you could also just do like work experience as well.
uh,
I feel like they should have done like, here's
they
all your
should have pushed
modules.
that.
You can pick all your modules, but also here's a bit of mandatory like
Yeah,
work experience as well. Just sort
yeah,
of like,
they should have been pushing that aspect of the
yeah,
course. I think
because
like they didn't.
I don't think it's fair to make us choose between like learning all of our stuff in film, like going to uni, or doing work experience.
Yeah, yeah, and they do leave it up to you.
Yeah,
That's the main thing, and like I suppose that is what uni's all about, really. But if you've not got the circle
yeah,
to kind of tell you to do some work experience beforehand, like before you finish, then you're never really going to consider it. I don't think
yeah,
personally, anyway. But yeah, and I think as well, obviously we've been really really unlucky, so
yeah,
you should probably be less harsh on ourselves. Uh, like, I mean, even the whole bloody Pinewood Studios thing, like
yeah,
that is just a big. It feels like a bit of a fuck you to our year group, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
because it was like we were the first ones to be told about it, and we were kind of ushered into this false sense of security that it was going to be an available option for us,
yeah.
but then it just kind of never was.
They even whenever Liverpool Film Office came into that lecture for what was it, working in film or something, they
Mm,
said like whenever this studio is built, there's going to be like 5,000 entry level jobs going, and then you'd be sitting there thinking, "Fuck, there's 5,000 like jobs going." So there's a good chance if you apply, you can get like a job as a runner or like
yeah.
whatever in that studio, and then no,
But the thing is, they won't even hire people from Liverpool. They'll hire people from everywhere else in the country that
mm,
have already got experience because that's
yeah,
what these companies do. Like, and this is why I say like personally from my own like research and like my own job searching and how that has gone. I mean, I've got a job mentor coach with Universal Credit, which I'm not ashamed to say like at all
yeah.
because there's probably millions of other people like me, but
I was the same for a
she
while.
overtly says to me like, yeah, exactly, and like, but she overtly says to me like, you have the qualifications, your CV is pristine, and I've got a cover letter, I have a show reel. So what is wrong? Like,
Mm,
what else have I got to do? Pretty much.
yeah,
Uh, and like, I mean, yeah, I think something I've noticed is, look, if you want to get the credits to get into productions, just do them yourself, because you can get all the credit is a paid work, paid
yeah,
production work. That's all it is. So if you can find someone who will pay you to do some production work, that is classed as a credit.
Yeah.
So that's your best option, I think. And like when the small businesses open up, I will be approaching smaller businesses for
Yeah.
advertisement work. That is what I think. That's the most ideal route for someone who's coming out of uni, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say I've technically got a credit over lockdown there as somebody I know, Jake McRae, shout out one time. He released a single and he approached me because like I was putting up like wee animation things I'd done up on my Instagram, and he approached me and was like, look, I like the things you've been like posting on Instagram. Would you mind doing a wee like a wee promo thing? Like he sent
Mm.
me like a 20-second clip of the song. Would you mind doing like a wee, just like a wee background graphic or whatever? And yeah, I made that for him. And he was like, "So, what's your rate then?" I was like, "Oh shit, you know what? You're a mate. Don't worry about it. It's grand." And at first he was like, "All right, okay." And then whenever I actually like made it and sent it to him, he was like, "You know what? I'm sending you money whether you like it or not." So I got 20 quid for that. So
It's better
technically,
than nothing.
I could throw that down as a
Yeah,
credit.
exactly. And like that's my point. Is like that is why I say that is the most suitable option for people at the minute, because like I mean, you go and apply for a runner role
Mm,
that requires a minimal experience, but some of them will say like we expect at least one credit
yeah.
as a runner or something like
The
that.
one I've found the most is they'll ask for two industry references,
Oh well,
which at the end of the day, what does that mean?
exactly.
Like what constitutes as the industry?
I think as well. I mean, I remember seeing something about there being a bill in place for production companies receiving a big portion of money to hire like crew and stuff like this.
Yeah,
I've not seen it anywhere.
yeah,
Basically, I'm like the only place I see it is London.
yeah,
That's genuinely the only place I see it, and like Manchester claims to be a big production center, but I mean every single bloody production person or like someone who wants to go into production is applying, well, in the northwest anyway,
yeah,
anywhere above the Midlands, everyone is applying for the places in Manchester, so you
yeah.
can't really look there as a realistic option. Leeds is another good place, but that's the same, everyone just chucks
Mm.
their CVs there too, so like the
I'd
competition's
say
really really
I'd say
high.
Liverpool's the same because Liverpool's like the
The
second
thing is with
most
Liverpool,
in
I don't
city.
even think the jobs are there.
I don't know. Well,
It
I don't know.
is,
Like,
it is, but they hire their crew from elsewhere. Like they get
mm,
their crew from other areas of the country. They don't come to Liverpool and hire people from the area
yeah, that's
for
true.
whatever reason. So I don't know. It's a really sticky situation, but like I said, you don't have to have a big like a proper camera to go out and do some work. Like
All you need is a phone with a decent camera.
exactly, most iPhones now have a really good back camera, and like if you're in daylight,
The newer ones have 4K cameras on them.
well, exactly, and like if you, I mean, the low light on them isn't the best,
Yeah,
but the daytime shooting is pretty much as good as you're gonna get for like a budget film.
yeah.
So
Any budget camera
like
you get isn't gonna be good in low light, and that's
no,
what it's like specifically like for like a low light camera.
exactly. So like I mean as well, if you're worried about, if you're a videographer and you're worried about camera settings and stuff like this, there are apps that you can buy that you can, I mean, they're literally like a fiver,
Yeah,
£5 or £6 sort of thing that you can change the ISO and the shutter speed,
yeah,
like all that stuff. So like you've just got to have the get up and go to go and do it. I think that's
yeah,
the only thing. Some people don't
100%.
have it.
Yeah,
Some people like, I mean, I'm self-confessed, like I am someone who like is a perfectionist. So in the first place, I find it hard for me to commit to something if I don't think I'm gonna do it well.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I'm 100% the same. Like if I don't know, even if I don't like fully
yeah,
know what the project is, I'll not really go for it because it's like, well, what am I getting myself into? Whereas
yeah,
I feel like I should just fucking throw myself into stuff. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does work out, then great.
you can only do that so much though at this moment,
Yeah.
and like hopefully, fingers crossed, come June when all the shops are back open properly and small businesses start to pop open, then you can start to like make your move a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I'd like to do some smaller, like I'd like to have a go at short films. To
Yeah.
be honest, like I see a lot of the stuff. That's something I've been doing actually is watching a lot of short films.
Mm,
Like I've watched a lot of like Oscar nominated short films and stuff like that.
yeah. Have you seen the wee animated one?
I look at a lot. I look at a lot of them. Which one?
It's on Netflix here. See if I can find the name of it.
Oh no, no, I've not seen that one. I've not really gotten into the animated ones. I've kind of just watched the like live action ones.
Yeah. It's called If Anything Happens, I Love You. It's
No, no,
it's a tearjerker, like
is it?
it got me
Yeah,
proper fucking emotional. It's
I
it's about
watched.
like a school shooting.
Oh, I think I've seen it. I saw it on YouTube, but I didn't. I've not watched it. Like I know
Yeah.
what film you're on about. But I will say, like, I look at a lot of the live action ones, and you hear about some of the budgets they had. I
Yeah.
mean, I look at a lot of the films and I go like, well, why I could do that for probably a fraction of the
Yeah.
price, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Did I tell you about the wee film that me and Josh made, and it got nominated for an award?
Oh, I watched part of it. Was that the what was it called again?
Last
It's
Steps.
called Last Steps. You asked us about the name, didn't you? Which
Oh
one
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
felt was best?
Literally,
Yeah,
that film that was me and Josh were in McDonald's. We came up with the whole idea within like 10 minutes, maybe. Shot the whole thing in one day with this Zoom and the uni camera,
yeah,
and then after that, it was editing for like a couple of months after that. But if you think about it, it was really 10 minutes to come up with a story, one day to shoot the whole film,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and that was like zero budget.
Yeah. I think like something I've noticed as well is like if you understand lighting techniques and how to use a camera properly,
Mm.
you can make anything look good, basically.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
like, you know, you can get a lighting rig for very, very cheap, pretty much.
Yeah,
And like I mean, you can get LED lamps or like, you know, the LED sticks that are like
yeah,
this and they're dead thin. I mean, I know they're really bright, but I've seen people like soften them with like baking paper,
yeah,
and you just like wrap it around, sort of thing. So I mean, that will give you a daylight look
yeah,
on someone. So like, this is what I mean. Like, these are the type of things we weren't ever made aware of, and whilst we were in uni, I mean, like, I mean to say, and
yeah,
like, these are basics. These are
yeah,
basics of producing a proper cinematic film. Do
yeah.
you know what I mean?
You know what?
So,
Um, I mean, I can give you a few things now that were, and this goes out to everyone. If you have these few things, you can make a decent looking film. All you really need is like a decent microphone. This cost, I think it was like 150 quid, 200 quid. Any camera, uh, even like my lighting at the minute, I've got fucking 3 desk lamps
Yeah.
going, and you just
Yeah.
need first of all with like the sound and that you need to figure out like fucking play about with it and see like what sounds best. Camera, play about with the settings, see what looks best. Lighting, fucking these 3 lamps, figure out like your 3 point lighting system and like the distance each light needs to be and like
Mm,
how bright they need to be and everything. And then the last thing is just you just sort of need a basic knowledge of editing and
yeah.
a good knowledge of color correction.
Like
Like color,
continuity editing and how it works and how
yeah,
like to like how it affects the narrative and stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
All you need to do is fucking figure out how to make each shot flow
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
next one and into the last one before. And
Well,
then
that's another thing. Like, I've been looking into DaVinci Resolve because, like, I can't afford to go out and buy Final Cut Pro X or like all the Adobe softwares. Like,
have you
but
got
I've heard.
a have you got a
Go on.
Mac?
Yeah, yeah.
Boy, I can let you sign into my Final Cut.
No, I don't. I have been trying to learn DaVinci Resolve because I've heard from quite a few people that it's industry standard. Like, it
Mm,
has really good color correction and like you can do anything on it that you can on anything else, and it's free.
yeah,
So like, that's something else I've been looking into. But back to the short film stuff, like I agree with all of them things, and like even with the sound thing, if you think the sound sounds a bit weird, recording like like recording sound on set basically,
yeah,
like I'd even just go and say because if you're doing short films, I'd say just Foley the whole thing.
yeah.
That is
That's what
literally what I would say.
that's what me and Josh did for that last step film. That
Yeah, yeah,
that whole thing was fully.
yeah. It's difficult, but like once you get the hang of it and you kind of know what you're doing, it's a lot more effective than
Yeah.
just like on set audio.
Mm. One thing as well that a lot of people don't really take into consideration is the color correction.
Yeah,
Color correction can
100%.
make such a massive difference to your
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
Like even I've been doing like photo editing recently and I've been taking like really shite photos I've taken over the year or
yeah,
over the years and like color corrected them to make them and then they look like fucking like nice like professional quality
yeah,
photos. And it's
yeah,
the same with fucking same with videos as well.
yeah.
If you can color correct them like really well, then they will look really nice.
Well, with color correction on videos, again, we were always told that there are no rules to it,
Yeah,
and like you can kind of get creative with it, but it's not really true.
yeah.
I don't think. And
Oh yeah, 100%.
like you look at industry people who do even. Do you remember Lars who used to come in and do into our sessions and help
Oh,
us out?
Lars. I miss Lars.
But that guy knew what he was doing because
Yeah,
he had worked in the industry and he understood the rules of producing a proper piece of work. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And like we were just it kind of felt like they were always holding back that information from
yeah.
us. I
He
thought,
was actually he was the only one that whenever he showed us how like or like he did a bit of color correction for us, he showed us how he did it. And
mm,
I still use like the things he told us like to
yeah,
this day.
yeah, yeah. That guy was like, I like that guy to be
Yeah.
fair. But yeah,
If you're
yeah,
a film studies student going into LJMU film studies, whenever you see Lars, get excited because that boy knows his
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, in it, yeah. But yeah, I think with the whole short film thing, I would like to give it a go because I mean, there's not many festivals year by year
Yeah.
for them. You'll get into one of them.
Man,
So
there's competitions for short films going all the time.
exactly.
Like you
So
just need to Google like even like online short film competitions and you'll find loads.
yeah, I suppose as well it's a good way to get noticed. Because if you've got a good idea, then you will get the funding for it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But then obviously it's down to you to turn that into,
Yeah.
like, to materialize it basically. But yeah,
I would love just to have like my wee crew that I use like all the time. So like I would love to know like a sound person who's like really good at what they do, and like a camera person who's like really good at what they
yeah,
do, and
yeah,
like so on
yeah,
so on. But have them like just there. Like I know you guys like in are in fucking England, and like if I were to make a short film, 100%, I'd fucking hit up yous. But it's the fact
yeah,
that like I'm in Northern Ireland and yous are in England, like
yeah.
we just can't do it.
That's the problem. I think. Well, at the minute, it's impossible for us to
Yeah,
even do that, unless To be fair, I have seen a new style of film that's like been coming out recently. They call it. I can't remember what they called it. Something like Screen Life,
the
I think it was called, or something like that. Where basically, obviously, each person you'd have to have like self shooting. Each person would have to be self shooting and filming
yeah,
in their own bedrooms and stuff. But obviously, like we are, there'd be a
yeah,
camera set up for us, and then we'd record the screen, and then we'd switch over to you, and then we'd see you on your perspective, basically, and like it's
yeah,
that type of thing. You use the transitions through the your screen, basically.
yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
interesting.
maybe we can figure something out and make like a
I'm
lockdown short
always
film.
down to do that. Yeah, 100%. I've been following loads and loads of people on Instagram as well, like cinematographers, just different film accounts that are just upload
Yeah,
random stuff because it's good. It's good for like brainstorming and stuff and like learning about what other people are doing and stealing
yeah,
idea. Like that's what the film industry is about. Is like you steal stuff and you make it your own. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
You know what I've actually been
but
doing
yeah,
recently with I've been fucking like coming up with like story ideas. I'll
mm,
be whenever I'm delivering packages, like I'll find like a funny name on one of the packages. Like I've got a couple of my notes here, and it's just sort of like in my head whilst I'm working, I sort of like fucking build up their wee story in my head, and then whenever I get home, like I write it all down and like make it into an actual story.
yeah, yeah.
But, oh shit, that's my film ideas one. Yeah, a couple of names that I've found or come across recently. Terrence Tweedy. I made him into like an old timey detective. Uh,
I can see that. To be fair,
Dorcas Catrona.
no way,
Yeah, that's the actual name, Dorcas Catrona. I was like in
Dorcas.
like fucking a kid in fucking high school that gets bullied because of his name. And then the last one here is BB Bass. And obviously that's gonna be like a jazz singer or something. Yeah, this is
Love
a
that.
few of the names.
Love that. I watched a really weird short film with what's his name? What is his name? The guy off Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah,
What are the brothers called?
Cole and Dylan Sprice.
Yeah, that's the one. Dylan Sprouse. He was in a short film. Because
I
I
think
didn't
I
know
might have
this.
heard about this actually.
Oh, it's really weird, lad. It's really, really weird. But it's like the premise, the theory behind it, like, is a lot better than how like it comes across on screen, if that
Yeah,
makes sense. Like the whole premise of it is that you're like everything is supposed to challenge your like the audience's expectations of what is about to happen.
yeah.
So anything that you think is going to happen doesn't happen, basically. But
Okay.
it doesn't really like it's not interesting enough.
Yeah,
Like this is why these things are in place because like it makes it interesting. But
yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's a cool piece of like cinema, but it's
I
not for
feel like
me.
that's a better idea than it is an actual like
That is
as an
exactly what
actual
I'm
thing.
saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. The theory is miles better than the actual thing itself. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a really weird watch. Dylan Sprouse plays like a male escort. It's really weird.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, we've been going for like an hour now.
Yeah, lad.
Suppose
Smash
we
through.
suppose we wrap this
Smash through.
shit up. Yeah. Thank
Sounds
you
good.
for watching, everybody. Thank you to Kynan for coming on and having a wee chat. Uh, in terms of our plugs, we're documented bits on everything. Woo. Uh, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the whole shebang. I'm at the old beardo on Instagram. Josh is at real Josh ET on Instagram. And Kynan, do you want to hit us with your Instagram and your plugs?
Yep. Kynan PB on Instagram. You don't have to give me a follow, but I will say I'm thinking of making a like a little videography page so that I can
Ooh.
showcase some of my stuff. So keep an eye out for that if anyone is actually interested. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
If you do actually make that, fucking give me a shout and I'll give you a wee
Yeah,
plug on the
definitely. I will do
podcast.
that because I've got some stuff there just in the pipeline.
Yeah. Well, I look
No, I've
forward
got some
to it.
stuff there just waiting to be like uploaded. So yeah,
I look forward to it.
good lad, good lad.
All right, everybody. Good night.